Good morning, students. Students, as you know, in the part A of this lecture on linear combination of atomic orbital, I discussed with you that the combination of atomic orbital may occur either by addition or by subtraction. By addition, they result in the formation of a molecular orbital, which is called as a bonding molecular orbital. And by subtraction, they result in the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Student, if you remember, I summed up the last lecture. I completed my last lecture by giving a statement that the electron density in the bonding molecular orbital is more than the electron density in the anti-bonding molecular orbital. And bonding molecular orbital hence are more stable than that of an anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now, I gave the statement that the bonding molecular orbitals are more stable than the anti-bonding molecular orbital. This formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital can also be explained by the constructive interference as well as the destructive interference over here. So, the statement is bonding molecular orbital. Bonding molecular orbital is more stable. Bonding molecular orbital is more stable than anti-bonding molecular orbital. Then anti-bonding molecular orbital. Then anti-bonding molecular orbital. Am I clear? So, bonding molecular orbital is more stable than the anti-bonding molecular orbital. That is electron density. For the electron density in bonding molecular orbital, remember these 2 points. Electron density in bonding molecular orbital is more than anti-bonding molecular orbital. Is more than anti-bonding molecular orbital. Student, the formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital can also be explained by constructive and destructive interference. So, just see how will we explain this. The formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital. The formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital and anti-bonding molecular orbital can be explained by constructive interference. It can be explained by constructive interference. It can be explained by constructive interference and destructive interference. Constructive interference and second will be by destructive interference. So, it is explained by constructive interference and destructive interference. Am I clear, student? So, we may explain it by constructive and destructive interference. First of all, we will discuss what do I mean by constructive interference. By constructive interference, we will explain to you the formation of bonding molecular orbital. So, constructive interference. What is constructive interference? With constructive interference, we will try to explain the formation of bonding molecular orbital. It will explain the formation of bonding molecular orbital. What does it mean? Now, here again we have the wave function of the two waves or two atoms, the atom A and the atom B, as discussed in the previous lecture. Suppose this is a wave function of atom A. So wave function of atom A. Am I getting clear? So this is a wave function of atom A. Wave function of atom A. Now, when it undergoes the addition overlap with the wave function of atom B, this is a positive sign, this is positive and negative. It means, when I say when they undergo the addition overlap, it means the two waves are in phase. So this will be the addition of a wave function. Here in this case, we will have addition of a wave function. When there is an addition of wave function, the two waves will be in phase. Addition of wave function. So there occurs the addition of wave functions, in which I will say that the two waves are in phase. And when the two waves are in phase, this will result in the formation of a molecular orbital. And that molecular orbital will be called as a bonding molecular orbital. And this will be shown by a bigger lobe than the atomic orbital. Is it clear? So this is shown by the bigger lobe than the atomic orbital. So this is addition of wave function. And this addition of wave function will be shown by a bigger lobe. You see, here this is the region of electron density, here this is the region of electron density. When these two lobes undergo the addition overlap, the molecular orbital so formed will be having a higher electron density than the atomic orbital. And this will result in the formation of a bonding molecular orbital. And this bonding molecular orbital will be wave function of A plus wave function of B. Am I clear? This is how the formation of a bonding molecular orbital will take place. And this interference will be called as a constructive interference. So during the constructive interference, the addition of two waves in phase takes place. And when they overlap, the formation of the molecular orbital will take place. And the electron density in the molecular orbital so formed will be higher than the electron density in either of the atomic orbitals. And that will result in the formation of a bonding molecular orbital. Am I clear? So this molecular orbital so formed will be called as a bonding molecular orbital. I think I shall be very clear, student. Yes? Now, when the two waves are out of phase, then in that condition, we will be writing that the interference will be a destructive interference. When the two waves are out of phase, this will be a case of destructive interference. And this will explain the formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Formation of anti-bonding molecular orbital. Am I clear? Now, when the two waves are out of phase, how will we explain this? When the two waves are out of phase, it will explain the formation of a anti-bonding molecular orbital. How? Just see over here. Out of phase means this will be the case of subtraction overlap of the wave function. So here we will write down the minus sign. First was the case of addition. This is the case of subtraction overlap. So this is the subtraction of a wave function. So when we account for the subtraction of the wave function, how will it develop? This is the subtraction. Subtraction of wave function. There will be a subtraction of a wave function. When there is a subtraction of the wave function, the two waves will be out of phase. When the two waves are out of phase, then the resulting molecular orbital will be having a lesser electron density than those of the atomic orbitals. And how will we represent this? The overlapping region will be represented with a smaller lobe. I mean to say that they have lower electron density than the atomic orbital. You may see over here, student, these are the molecular orbitals, but they are smaller than those of the atomic orbitals of the wave function of A, and that was the wave function of B. This was representing over here the wave function of B. So here, this will be having a low electron density than those of the atomic orbital, because they are formed by the subtraction overlap, and these molecular orbitals so formed will be called as a anti-bonding molecular orbital, which will be represented by the sign wave function star, and this will be equal to the wave function of A minus wave function of B. Wave function of A minus wave function of B. And this wave function star will be called as anti-bonding molecular orbital. This over here will be called as a anti-bonding molecular orbital. So what do we call this one? This is called as anti-bonding molecular orbital. So molecular orbital form will be either bonding or anti-bonding molecular orbital, and they are formed by the subtraction of the wave function. How they are formed? They are formed by the subtraction of the wave function. Tell me, students, whether I am getting it clear for you or not. So according to the LCO method, the formation of the bonding molecular orbital and the anti-bonding molecular orbital can be explained by constructive as well as the destructive interference. By constructive interference, the formation of bonding molecular orbital takes place, and the electron density in the bonding molecular orbital is more than those of the atomic orbitals, combining atomic orbital. Whereas in destructive interference, the combination of the atomic orbital takes place by subtraction. That means they will overlap from the region where the electron density is less, and the molecular orbital so formed will be called as the anti-bonding molecular orbital. And in this anti-bonding molecular orbital, the electron density will be less than those of the atomic orbitals. I again repeat the statement, student, that the electron density in bonding molecular orbital will be less than those of atomic orbitals. Electron density in bonding molecular orbital will be more than those of the atomic orbitals, whereas the electron density in anti-bonding molecular orbital will be less than those of the atomic orbital. This is again coming to the statement. Bonding molecular orbital is more stable than the anti-bonding molecular orbital, and the electron density in the bonding molecular orbital is more than that of the atomic orbital. It is more than that of the atomic orbital over here. Now, this can be mathematically proved also. Mathematically, it can be shown that electron density in the bonding molecular orbital can be more than anti-bonding molecular orbital. So mathematically, if we go for a mathematical statement, mathematically also, we may show this, that the electron density is the bonding molecular orbital is more than the anti-bonding molecular orbital. You see over here, in the bonding molecular orbital will be equal to wave function of A plus wave function of B. Yes? Now, if you try to prove it mathematically, how will you prove it? In this case, wave function square. This will be equal to wave function of A plus wave function of B square. This will be equal to wave function of A square plus wave function of B square plus twice of wave function of A and wave function of B. So mathematically it can be proved, and proved in this manner. That means electron density in the bonding molecular orbital, just see over here, will be greater than the atomic orbital by what factor? Twice of wave function of A and wave function of B. If to this right hand side we add this, then it becomes equal to the left hand side. If to the right hand side we add this, it becomes equal to the left hand side. It means the electron density in the bonding molecular orbital is greater than the atomic orbital. By what factor? Twice of wave function of A and wave function of B. Am I clear? Similarly, if we go for anti-bonding molecular orbital, this was for bonding molecular orbital. Now, if we study about the anti-bonding molecular orbital, this will be equal to wave function of A minus wave function of B. Now, if we square this anti-bonding molecular orbital square, this will be equal to wave function of A minus wave function of B square. On solving it out, what do we get? This will be equal to wave function of A square plus wave function of B square minus twice of wave function of A and wave function of B. And this is the anti-bonding molecular orbital. Now you may see, student, over here, electron density in anti-bonding molecular orbital will become equal to that of atomic orbital if the factor twice of wave function of A and wave function of B is subtracted from this atomic orbital. So it means electron density in the molecular orbital, anti-bonding molecular orbital, is less than the electron density in the atomic orbital by twice of wave function of A and wave function of B. So electron density, always remember, electron density in anti-bonding molecular orbital, is less than atomic orbitals, by twice of wave function of A and wave function. By this factor, it will be less than the twice of wave function of A and wave function of B. Am I clear? So by now in this lecture we have done with you that the electron density in the bonding molecular orbital will be more than the anti-bonding molecular orbital, whereas in bonding molecular orbital will also be less than atomic, will be more than atomic orbitals, and anti-bonding molecular orbital will be less than that of atomic orbital. Student, you must remember so students, you must have understood how the formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital has taken place. I again repeat, the electron density in the bonding molecular orbital is more than atomic orbitals and it is more stable than the atomic orbital, whereas the electron density in the anti-bonding molecular orbital is less than the atomic orbital and it is less stable than the atomic orbitals. I mean to say, energy of anti-bonding molecular orbital will be more than those of atomic orbitals. So I hope you must have understood how the formation of bonding and anti-bonding molecular orbital takes place. With this hope, I am summing up the lecture. We will meet again in the next lecture. Till then, thank you.